Close your eyes. Take a breath. Tonight, we're going somewhere wild. Let's explore the world of the Okapi. In Africa, in the deepest forest on Earth, the trees grow so tall that sunlight almost never finds the ground. What little light comes through falls in narrow shafts, gold and soft, touching the dark floor and lifting again, like candles lit between the roots. The air of the forest is warm and rich, full of the smell of earth and rain and green growing things. And in the shadow between the shafts, where the forest is darkest and most quiet, something very old and very rare has always lived. Her body is the color of the shadows themselves, deep chocolate brown, velvet soft, fading into the forest the way a root fades into soil. You could stand 3 steps from her and never know she was there. That is her first gift, the gift of not being seen. She was the secret the deep forest kept. She is Strike, and this is her morning. She lifts her head. Those ears of hers, large and rounded, one tips forward and one swings sideways, and she listens to the forest in 2 directions at once. A bird high in the canopy, water running somewhere below the roots. Nothing wrong. She steps forward. From her lips, something remarkable reaches out. A tongue, long and dark blue-black, curling around a slender branch the way a vine curls around a post. It wraps, it twists, it strips the young leaves off in one clean pull. Do you know what that tongue can do? It is as long as your arm, from your elbow all the way to your fingertips. And the strangest thing is not the reaching for leaves. She lifts it up, curling it toward her own eye, and cleans her eyelid with one long, smooth stroke. Then higher still, inside the cup of her own ear. She carries everything she needs inside herself. She tends herself with a quiet, unhurried grace. She was the secret the deep forest kept. She fed slowly, moving through the cathedral of trees, choosing the softest leaves, the brightest buds, passing by everything else. The forest held her as it always had, the high canopy shifting overhead, the gold-green shafts moving across the floor like slow lantern light. And not far away, in a curl of dense green so thick that even those shafts could not reach it, something else was waiting. A calf, chocolate brown like her mother, white stripes on her legs, her own stripes, and no other Okapi's stripes in all the forest. She lay absolutely still in a nest of leaves and shadow, her dark eyes open, listening with every part of herself at once. She did not cry out. She did not move. The forest had made a place for her in the dark, and she stayed there, patient as the roots. Strike waited at the clearing edge. She tilted her head. Then she made a sound no human ear can catch. Listen, it travels through the air and the earth and the warm dark lower than any sound a child's ears could hold. A voice you feel in your chest before you can name it as a sound. It said, "I am here. Are you safe?" And from the distant green, the calf's chin lifted just a little. "I am here. I am here," she said, in her own low voice, a voice only her mother could feel. Today was different from all the other mornings. Today, Strike waited at the clearing edge, and the calf, who had lain hidden and still for weeks in her nest, stood up on her long, wobbly legs. She stepped toward the light. She was ready to follow. "Wait for me," she said, and her mother did. Strike walked slowly through the cathedral, The calf walked close behind, her eyes fixed on her mother's legs, on those white stripes that caught even the thinnest thread of gold-green light and flashed. Clear, clean, warm. This ring, this line, this curve above the knee. Not any other Okapi stripes, her mother's stripes alone, fixed in her heart like a face she loved. The lightning stripe trail. She kept her eyes on those stripes, and the forest opened before her mother and closed behind them both, warm and close and whole. She was the secret the deep forest kept. And then the path changed. Strike slowed. The trees ahead were different. Some had fallen. Where they lay, the canopy had opened, and the light coming through was not the warm gold-green light of the cathedral. It was white, flat, everywhere at once, pressing down from every angle, with no shafts and no shadows between them. Strike stopped. The calf took a few more steps and stopped too. She looked ahead. Can you hold your breath, just for a moment? The calf could. She stood very still in the open, bright place, and she looked for the stripes. Left, right, forward. The white light swallowed everything, shadow and stripe alike, until the world ahead was a wall of brightness that told her nothing. There was no flash. There was no trail. She could not see which way to go. The calf stood in the flat light, and for the first time in her life, she did not know where her mother was. Then something arrived that was not a sound, a warmth in the air, a pressure deep in the chest. Strike's voice, traveling through the fallen wood and the opened earth, through the warm, damp air of the Ituri, too low for any other ears to catch. Come deeper, it said, not in words, in something older than words, the oldest thing in the forest. The calf's great ears tilted forward, her chin lifted. She turned, away from the flat, bright place, back toward the tree line, back toward where the canopy closed over and the world went green and soft and deep again. And there, where a thin gold shaft fell through the leaves and found her mother's legs, the stripes, do you see it? Clear and clean and hers alone, shining in the dark, the lightning stripe trail. The calf walked toward it, one step, then another. The smell of earth and rain closed around her. Strike turned. The calf pressed close. The great dark eyes looked at the small dark eyes, and something passed between them that was warmer and quieter than any sound. The stripes were there. She was home. There you are, Strike said, in her low voice that only her calf could feel. They moved deeper, past where the light went thin, past where the trees grew thick enough to hold the dark all day. This was the oldest part of the forest, the soil built from 10,000 years of fallen leaves, the canopy above whole and unbroken. Here the dappled light was exactly the right kind of light for white stripes to catch and flash and say, I am here. Strike's breathing slowed. The calf folded herself against her mother's warm flank. She was the secret the deep forest kept. The forest breathed around them both. An ear folded. An eye grew heavy. The gold shafts moved slowly overhead, the great trees holding the dark, and the dark holding everything it had always held. The Okapi, or Okapi, is still out there right now in the deep forests of the Congo, doing exactly what she was born to do. Do you think the forest knows what it holds? Sleep well, Fenekie. The wild world will be here when you wake up. Good night.